Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Connecticut at your service. My name is Carmen Nieves, and I am your host. And we come to you live each Tuesday where we feature business owners in the community that are making a difference through their purpose. And today is no exception. I am so excited to introduce to you today my friend and Bridgeport alumni sister, Clovia McIntosh. She is a University of Bridgeport alum and sister, and she is majored in business. Sorry about that. She majored in business, and she is an inventor and the founder of IRL Innovations, standing for, appropriately enough, in real life. Clovia has developed designs for multiple consumer products, all intended to make everyday life just a little bit easier. Today you will learn about her journey, and how she brought Tubi, her own invention, from concept to product. So Clovia, thank you so much for joining us today. First of all, you're such a cutie. I love you to pieces. Thank you for coming here. You know, we've known each other for over a year, and I know that you're an inventor, and I can't wait to talk about the product that you have. But tell me a little bit about you and of your journey about being an inventor.
Thank you, Carmen. I am so excited to be here. As you mentioned, my name's Clovia, and I am the founder of IRL. I enjoy creating real-life solutions. That's how I came up with the name, for real-life problems, right? I try not to just invent things to invent things. And like Tubby, or some call it Tubi, Porsche. Yeah, it came from a real-life problem, so I enjoy doing that. And I went to UB for undergrad, took a few years off. Not off, but I worked as a banker in New York. And then I went back for my MBA and graduated last year.
So this just tells me how good you are in what you do, because I've heard you. I was taking a class at the University of Bridgeport, which is called the UB Accelerator, where they only accept 12 business owners into that program. So I have to tell you, it's something about the people that you know, and you've got a lot of people in your corner, like a lot of people. Barbara personally called me on the phone, and she's like, you gotta have Clovia on your show to talk about her invention. And I was like, listen, you said so we're in. So Barbara, we give you some love for that.
Definitely some
but
love
in
for that.
We get assigned mentors and other things. And I remember that you had come in to pitch about your business. So I would love for you to share with the audience a little bit about what your business is. Feel free to do your 2-minute pitch that goes into it. I'm always impressed by just the level of dedication and all the things that you do in bringing this product, this very much needed product, to market. So tell us a little bit about that.
Thank you. So when I first came up with it, the name is Tubi when we first came up with it, but then I brought it to a trade show that Mike Rohr had, the Connecticut Manufacturing Show, and one of the students was like, Tubby. And I was like, oh, that actually makes sense. It's a smaller tub to go inside of a tub.
Yeah.
So we use both names interchangeably. As I mentioned earlier, my nephew fell when he was 1, and I was giving him a bath, and fortunately he was fine. But then I started doing some research, and I realized that there are over 43,000 children under the age of 5 that are sent to the emergency room annually for bath-related injuries, and 75% of fatalities in bathtubs occur in children under 5. So they occur for a majority of the deaths. And it's not spoken about enough. There's a gap in the marketplace where there's a plethora of infant-sized tubs, and then they just transition them to full-size bathtubs. That's how I came up with the idea, and my nephew's 9 now, so.
And this product is actually one of the real reasons why I just wanted to have you in here, because I just think you have great energy anyway. But just, you are such a wealth of information, and I'm going to share with the audience how much more you give than really what this product is, and all the ways that you support small businesses and help other people with their ideas too. So I was trying to, because I know you always got a lot of stats, right? So I'm like, I gotta roll up with some stats. And one of the things that there's a website that talks about UN, and they're talking about that it estimates that there are 385,000 babies born a day, and your product is really about safety concerns. And I've heard you talk, and you've mentioned things that children of color are actually more prone to accidents. What are some of the reasons for that?
It's very unfortunate, and they didn't really have a reason to attribute it, right? What I can say, maybe multitasking. That's one of the biggest findings that I've found, and not having enough support. So with that being said, we partnered with the New Reach, which service the Fairfield and New Haven County area, and Travel on a Mission, which services the entire state, where we're actually gifting some of our products, or some of our tubs to them, to help make child safety in the bathtub affordable for everyone.
I think that that's amazing.
Thank you.
And we've had conversations before that, especially when children are born around the country where they're not as affluent as here, and it talked a little bit about government. In some places, it tells you like how many children you can have, or availability of family planning services. So. And we've had, even myself, I was a young parent, so I don't know if I was really ready to be a parent, but you're brought into that, and safety is always a concern. Socioeconomic,
Yes.
literacy, having to do things manual labor, where we've seen things on the news that they're bathing children like in lakes and,
Yes. Yes.
in those other countries. And then cultural differences, right? Not everybody sees safety. I think everybody's concerned in that, but not everybody kind of attributes to that. So I wanted, before we get into the conversation of so much that you're going to share, we have your latest commercial that you shot. So I want to be able to play that, and then I want you to tell me a little bit about your making of that.
Okay.
As a parent, you want bath time to be a bonding experience, not a battle. Meet Tubby, the revolutionary collapsible bathtub that grows with your child. Say goodbye to bulky bathtubs. Tubby's collapsible design fits seamlessly into your life. Tubby is designed with your child's safety and your convenience in mind. It's not just a bathtub, it's a parenting partner. From their first baths, the removable hammock keeps infants secure and comfortable. As they grow, Tubby adapts, providing a safe, spacious bath environment. With its ergonomic design and temperature gauge, Tubby ensures a safe bathing environment, protecting your child from the common hazards of bath time, and our built-in storage keeps essentials at hand. But safety is just the start. Our sensory floor and toys turn bath time into an opportunity for development, stimulating your child's senses in a playful, engaging way. And when bath time is over, Tubby tucks away, saving precious space. Its collapsible design makes storage a breeze, perfect for homes of any size. Together, let's elevate bath time from a routine to an experience that nurtures, engages, and grows with your family.
I think that is awesome. So tell me about the making of this commercial, because actually I remember I was showing you pictures of my grandson, and I'm like, look, I got a little one too. So because this is so adorable.
Whew. Believe it or not, I found one of those babies in the gym. Because the problem with babies is that they're always growing. So as I mentioned, my nephew's 9, and the Edge Fitness has a daycare, which I learned when recruiting children. And the night before, I had so much anxiety because also with working with children, they're extremely unpredictable. I have 16 nieces and nephews.
16?
Yes, I have 8 siblings, 4 brothers, 4 sisters. And I was so nervous because I figured I would still have to pay these parents for bringing their children, whether the children, behaved, if you want to call it that, or performed or not. And luckily, Realist Lab, which is Marie Roca, and she gave me her place in Stamford to use for my shoot. And she had 2 bathrooms, so that allowed us to be able to film in one location, but have it look like it was several different spaces. And that was such a blessing, saved me a ton of money. And she also referred me to another local Connecticut person to film it. He goes by DJ De Niro, but he also does several. He has a media company, and his wife Lauren helped me with, as you can see, the placing of the ducks. It's a very intricate process.
It is.
Yeah, designing the set, she was phenomenal, and obviously my entire family and friends were there, and it was a great experience. All the babies did excellent. Okay.
Who doesn't love babies, especially safe babies?
Yes.
So I was looking on some of the information that you gave, that you had submitted, and what great information. We just couldn't use everything. But I know that you started with a really, really kind of like prototype, and you don't have to give all your secrets, but I think if people check out your website and see some of the stuff of how you started to where you are now, your baby tub is not a regular baby tub. It's a learning tool. It helps babies even to determine safety in the water.
Yep.
So tell us some of the features, because even now we were talking and you're like, yeah, we got some things coming up.
Yes. So our tub, it's not only collapsible, which allows it to be portable, and this one parent said that he would use it in his living room while he's watching the game to keep the baby in a more confined space, which I thought was hilarious. But we also have a thermometer, which helps determine the temperature of the water, because a lot of times when we guess, unfortunately, babies' skins are a lot softer than ours. So us guessing the temperature by using our skin, unfortunately, sometimes is grossly inaccurate. So we have a thermometer. We also have an anti-slip mat, and that feedback came when my sister was actually testing out a sample. So my niece still uses this product, and she's 16 months old. So she's my tester to see how long we can ride this out. But we do have a patent on a height-adjustable tub, and that's thanks to the University of Bridgeport helping us. So I'm actually officially listed as a patent owner as of January 2023. Yes, and it's not a lot of women.
Give some love.
I think global.
And they love you over there.
Oh, I
just have to tell you, like every time there's a presentation, they're like, call Clovia. And you just give out such really great information. So who are you working with at the school?
Yes, so as I mentioned, I did my undergrad there and my MBA, and when I came up with my first idea, my family was like, call that university that you paid all that money to go to. And I remember Elena, she was my business law professor, and I told her yes, and she had just started the Innovation Center, and that's how it kind of started going. And Pete was my first mentor, and then when Ellie came, Ellie Tandler, she really changed my life, because I had a press conference with the governor of Connecticut, and Ellie helped me write my speech, and the speech was so good that the governor posted the entire speech on his LinkedIn page. I had like 100 new LinkedIn followers that day, and that's to the phenomenal resources of the University of Bridgeport.
And that's some of the things that we're going to unpack, because there's things that helped you bring your product to life to where it is right now on the market, but not everything had to be, hard money, although it's important to that. What I want to do is I want to show this slide, and I would love you to talk us through it, because a lot of people think that, oh, Clovia had an invention and boom, she went out and did it. But it's actually been years. It's been years in production. So tell us a little bit about what we're looking here, of some of your milestones.
Yep, so we created our MVP, which was literally a basket from Amazon. I utilized Make Haven, which is a creative space in New Haven, Connecticut, and he helped me find a basket on Amazon. We spray painted it blue. I borrowed my neighbor's daughter at this point because my nephew was already too big. And I put her in it, and I'm like, okay, this works. That was our first proof of concept. Then provisional patent, thanks to Sherry Denty, once again, the University of Bridgeport, because I tried filing it myself. And unfortunately, this process is not easy to navigate, and you either have money or, like you said, in-kind services, which is what Sherry Denty offered for me at the University of Bridgeport. And we just continued refining the prototype, trying it, doing different shapes, different sizes, working overseas, working locally, until we finally had one that we're like, okay, we're going to patent this. And we filed a patent application. And I want to say, like, globally, I believe 96% of patents have a man's name listed on it, and only 24% have a woman's name on it. So,
and a woman of color. So give me high five for that.
Yes.
You guys didn't see the high five, but we just did a high five.
Yes, and then securing a manufacturer was extremely, extremely difficult. And that was once again from networking. I had a friend named Ming introduce me to a friend named Young, and then Young introduced me to my now manufacturing company. And that is essential in getting a product to market. Manufacturing anything outside of the palm of your hands is very costly. So trying to figure out how to navigate that without a ton of investment was very difficult. I cried a lot, and UB really helped me through a lot of those days.
It's the growing pains that that results in us needing. So you've talked a lot about, people that have helped you, so you've had to raise money, and we don't need you to put all your secrets about how much that is, but what are some ways that helped you kind of get the capital that you needed? Because what we find is two things in actually three things in small businesses starting anything is kind of like the just getting started. And often they're like, it's not perfect in this little box, so I can't do it. You know, they're waiting for everything to be right. You can't have everything be right. It's got to start from someplace in an idea. Marketing is the second thing. How do I reach the customer? And then how do I get the money I need to be able to run my business? And then always finance. What are some of the things that really worked in your favor? And I think being ready and knowing your story was a big part of it, because somebody else can do the same business, but they can't do it like you, because your living experience of why you brought it to market, why it's important to you. But what are some things that helped you kind of get here?
What's funny that you said perfectionism is like, perfection is the killer of progress. And getting out of your own way is so important. Knowing, so I'll share some of my secrets. I am open, no gatekeeping. Some of the first things I did was apply for grants through the University of Bridgeport, and that was my first like $5,000. And then Barry Schumer, he also gave me $5,000, which helped tremendously just to get, but I had to invest a lot of my own dollars initially. So I'm driving Uber, I'm doing any little odd job that I can to just invest in money, because a lot of people won't invest in you until you're willing to invest in yourself.
Yeah, like, they want to be part of the progress for it, but then they don't want to go in unless they do that. So, and I know you've done pitch contests.
Yes. And
so tell us, what is a pitch contest?
Okay, so a pitch contest is usually a timed or a set time frame that you can go up there and talk about your product. Some of them are 3 minutes, some of them are 6 minutes. I haven't done one longer than 6 minutes as of yet. So.
And I don't think you need to, because you get everything done in 2 minutes. So we're a live show, so they have a question for you. Thank you. Oh. I lost them. Okay, I hope they'll call back.
Okay.
So you were talking about pitch contests that you've done, and what are some other things that you've done?
Yes, so my biggest thing with pitching is you have to tell your story. That was one thing I really learned. People resonate with stories. You know, from childhood, we learn about stories. And know your stats, know your facts. And the more you participate, a lot of times to be in a pitch competition, you have to be a part of an accelerator. Yes, sometimes it's a little tedious, it's time consuming, but it's worth it, because you get to refine and really learn your business. And like when I did Haven Hatch and I ended up winning, I cried, because, you know, it was such, it's a culmination of all of my hard work and all of my family's hard work. And, you know, I'm in my mid-30s, I don't have children, and it's a lot of sacrifice. I drive around, I have the tub in my car.
We should have brought it in here. Next time we'll know.
I know.
Next time we'll know. Next time we'll know.
It's a lot of sacrifice, but then when things work out, it's so wonderful. So it's worth it.
And you're just wonderful. And all the people that kind of help you, because, and I've seen you in places where there's hundreds of people in the room. So I know you can do that. So we found a few pictures that we want to share about kind of some of your accomplishments in your business. I'm going to take the picture down and take this call so I don't lose that, and then we'll bring it back up. Thank you for calling Connecticut at your service. Do you have a question for Ms. Clovia?
Hey, yes, I heard about donate a tub. I just wanted to learn more about it.
Perfect. Thank you, caller.
Yes, so that idea came about organically. I have a oh, you have another call? Go ahead.
No.
Okay. So that idea came about organically. I have a cousin, and her son is 10 now, and she's like, I don't need a tub, but I have a desire to support your campaign. So I said, instead of just giving my company the money, how about you still buy a tub and we gift it to a family in need? And then I started talking to a couple nonprofits, and they're like, yeah, we would love that. And that's really what we want to get the word out about. Like, you can just give a tub away.
Can they find the information on your website? Give us your website.
Yes.
Thank you, caller. Did you have another question?
That was all. That's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Keep watching.
Yes, so it's Tubby Tub, T-U-B-E-E. So 1B, 2 E's, tub, TUB.com, and you'll see more information about it.
Okay, so let's bring that picture back up, because these are some of your wins. So I want you to tell me a little bit about some of these competitions. Like, look at that. I want to know more about that $10,000 one.
That was actually $11,500.
Oh, okay.
But that's the first check, yeah. That was the biggest check I've ever won. And I cried. I was shaking so much that day. We won. Initially, this is what made me nervous. Before we won the $10,000, I received the crowd favorite, or people's choice, which was $1,500, but I wasn't sure if that eliminated me from getting the grand prize.
Okay.
So when we won first place, they actually did a really nice video, Girls for Technology. They help women, preferably minority, and they help them get access to funding. As we already know, less than 2% of women get funding, and when you're talking about minority women, that number gets even smaller.
And then you won $2,000 from...
Haven Hatch. And
Haven Hatch?
Yes, that's in
And
Darien.
then that one was part of the other one.
Yes.
Okay, girl, you are hot on the phone today.
Oh, cool.
Thank you for calling Connecticut at your service. You have a question for Ms. Clovia.
I do. I hear a lot about how the support was there for Clovia to create this idea and take it to, concept and development. Can you tell me a little bit more about what the role of the University of Bridgeport has played in the innovation process?
What a great question.
Definitely. Thank you for your question. As I mentioned, the University of Bridgeport has been instrumental. I learned to refine my pitch.
I don't know what's going on with the phone. Let me just pull this away. I'm sorry, caller, we lost you, but go ahead and answer our caller's question.
Yes, definitely. As I mentioned, the University of Bridgeport, you have to, everyone, not even just UB, tap into your resources, your community. As I mentioned, New Haven, the city of Bridgeport, Stamford, Darien. University of Bridgeport helped me do my patent application. I could not have afforded. These patent applications are thousands of dollars, and getting a mentor, learning about manufacturing process, and that my tub uses 66% less water than a full-size bathtub, helping you own like that was instrumental. And every time I pitched, I felt more comfortable. And same when you get to pitch in front of your classmates and other people in the cohort, that really helps you become a lot more comfortable, and it makes a difference when you go in front of, like you said, hundreds of people.
And know your audience.
Yes.
What is going to be their pain points, and that's we have a mentor named Barbara, both of us.
Yes.
And she's like, yeah, what's the pain point?
Yes.
And it's like, what's going to make people want to go ahead? And we have just a few minutes, so there's some things that I kind of want to get to.
Sure.
I think that one of the things that mostly impresses me about you is not only that I think you're great, very personable, you have a great product, but it's really about what you do to help other people. And I know that you provide technical support for the Black Business Alliance. And I remember going to a workshop that we were doing a grant, and you guys were helping us write it right there. So tell me a little bit about the organization. Give them a shameless pitch, because I think they're great. And then
Yes.
kind of how you're involved, and are you involved in other
Thank you.
types of programs?
You can say
Oh gosh, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for calling Connecticut at your service.
Hi, I've been listening to this interview, and I'm really excited about this product, and I want to learn about how I can buy one of this tubs.
Okay, so direct them to your website.
Yes, thank you for your question.
Interest.
Yes, and your interest. My website is TubbyTub, TUBEETUB, and you'll be able to find information to buy a tub. And I thank you so much for the support.
Thank you, caller. Did you have another question?
That's it, thanks.
Thank you, and don't forget, keep watching. All right, so really quickly, tell me about the organization and kind
Yes,
of
yes.
how you provide technical
Sure.
support to other businesses.
Another shout out to UB, Nikas Collins. He
Okay.
referred me to the BBA. He felt that I would be a good addition.
And you are.
Thank you. And I'm really grateful for the opportunity. They really want to help underserved communities, hence the boot camp. And a lot of our members that come to our boot camps actually get through the application process, because guys, applying for grants is an extremely daunting process, as you can attest to. And having the support system, which is what the BBA offers, to help people figure out how to learn your business, how to know your numbers, how to set yourself up to get money, because money is a big roadblock for a lot of companies.
So what's next? What's next for your invention?
What's next? I'm glad that caller called in. We're launching. We're in the process of manufacturing. Our tooling takes, it's about a 90-day process, yes. But I'm grateful because I'll have it for summer. So I'll ride around in my car and try to go to trade shows and farmers markets.
Okay.
So that's next, an official full launch, selling directly on our website, Amazon, and maybe some local stores.
So I just think that this is just really great. So one thing that I always ask my callers is, because when you're led by passion and purpose, there's always people that believe in you and give you business advice, but there's also those individuals that help you with your lift. I know that you mentioned that your families really, you thank them a lot. Is there anybody in your family, I know for your inspiration, for your nephew for sure, but anybody else that you want to give a thank you to, or?
Yeah, my grandmother raised myself and 3 of my other siblings since we were about 9. And I remember when my tub first came in the mail after I was paying a company for an entire year. And she was like, oh, something big is at the house for you. I was like, yes, it's my tub, you know? And seeing it come to life really made them like, oh my God, you're really making something. You know, a lot of people don't believe it until they see it. And that's where you have to be steadfast on your vision and, you know, walk by faith and not by sight.
And help you, and just like you were mentioning, keep practice. So you I don't know if you guys are just tuning in, but we're here with Clovia McIntosh, and she is an inventor, a Connecticut inventor, and one of a handful of women that have a patent. It's in the U.S., right? Mm-hmm. And you just have to be able to meet her and to support her. I just think she's wonderful. So as a business owner and kind of that has gone through this journey of just, you were in finance and helping people and all of that, what are like your top 3 tips, advice for any business?
Number 1, ask for help. That old saying, closed mouth does not get fed. And as you mentioned earlier, there are other ways people can help you besides money. A lot of my biggest help came from like in kind, like even this opportunity I'm extremely grateful for. And it might not be, you know, you plan it today and you see it tomorrow. The path is not always straight. Mm-hmm. So that's one of my biggest tips. That was kind of several tips in one.
Yeah, what else?
Yep, and know your numbers. Know your books. I know a lot of people have financial trauma. And
financial trauma, that's yes. a good one.
And if you grew up with a scarcity mindset, it's hard to open your bank account and look, but it's a snapshot of how your business is doing. That's important. And lastly, you have to believe, and it's going to be hard, but resilience wasn't a word that they used at Haven Hatch when I did an interview with them. They called my segment Entrepreneurial Resilience with Nancy Sheed. And the book, The Alchemist, just keep running towards your goals and your dreams, and it will happen.
I just think you're incredible. Clovia, thank you so much for being on our show. You know, I want to just make sure to give you an opportunity to just see how people can reach you. So as your slide comes up, just tell us really quickly one more time about your invention, and then how can people reach you?
Yes, thank you, Carmen. Thank you all for having me today. As you mentioned, my name's Clovia. I'm the founder of Tubby, which is a safe bath time solution. We're revolutionizing bath time, making it safer for children under the age of 5. You can reach us you can email me, hello@tubbytub, which is TUBEETUB.com, or you can follow us on Instagram @tubbytub, and TikTok. We're not as active on TikTok as of yet, but we're there. And you could go to our website, TUBEETUB.com.
Clovia, thank you, and I know that we're both of us, because we're both business owners, and we stand on the shoulders of a lot of people. And I think the support that we've gotten from UB is what's expected as an alumni. So I want to give a shout out. We both give a shout out to the whole team over at the Accelerator and everything that you do. Keep inspiring, keep helping us, and keep going and keep helping to support the vision of your alumni, your business owners, and all of that. So I want to put up my slide, closing, but I'm going to be talking over it, because if you love public access TV, I need your support. So we're going to put our ending slide. I want to remind you that we go live each Tuesday at 6:30. You can find us on the website, on Facebook, on YouTube, on email. You can call me if you have an awesome success story like you have in Clovia. Refer them, because we want to do that. So if you love public access, which is free TV that anybody in the community can air their own show and all of that, we need your support. We need you to contact your legislators and tell them that you love public access, you support public access, and that you want us to do more. There is a legislation that's out, so we want you to read it. It's HB Bill 5446, and we need your support. So we're going to come back on, and I'm going to formally say we'll see you next week. I think that you guys are all amazing. Everything that we do and give to the community, we've learned today that you can get a mentor, that don't be afraid to ask questions, don't be afraid to try, and know that we'll be here to give you more information live next week at 6:30.